If you want to show us some love, donate at rubydaytv.com, the home of all my exclusives. And don't forget to leave the show a rating or a review. Thanks to Tantaley for sponsoring today's episode. Tantaley has everything you need for your next self-care moment, with a wide range of high-quality companion dolls to fit any taste. So make sure to check out Tantaley and use code RUBYDAY to get 12% off your purchase. Realism redefined. You deserve the best experience. So lifelike, you'll be amazed at how real they feel. Welcome back to Love Shots. I don't know. It has to be a je ne sais quoi. Like there's an aspect of just their personality with the aesthetic attractiveness.
Yes.
That it's kind of like, oh, I can play with this. I can play with this.
That is my thing with men. It's all about personality. Personality. And, and smelling good. I like my men to smell good.
I like men who
That's
makes
it.
me laugh.
And the thing is, it's like, I'm not so much, he doesn't have to be the prettiest guy. Hell, it doesn't matter. I have actually found some of the most rugged and just, they seem like everyday guys, but they have this personality that just melts you away. And that's really it. So guys have personality. It's a big thing us girls look for. So something I really look for in men specifically. But going back to that story that you were telling, what I wanted to ask also was, you ever had that moment happen and you just laid there and said, it's just easier just to let them finish and then go, and then just not call them back, ghost them, because that's what people do today, right?
I have never done that, actually.
You've never done that?
Never done that.
Oh my gosh.
Like there are certain things that for me, I just do not do.
Yeah.
If the sex is good,
yes,
even though I may not be that into the person, might happen a couple of times.
Yeah.
Might.
Even if you're not into them.
Right. It might, because the sex is so good.
Okay.
And it's like,
so hold on. So you have to have friends with benefits have what two requirements? We talking, it has to be, you have to have something special outside of the bedroom and the sex is good?
Well, I mean, anytime you have sex with somebody, you should be doing it because the sex is good. Like,
yes.
I hope
true.
nobody out there is having bad sex and choosing to have bad sex.
Yeah, I hope that
there's
not doing
something
that either.
Much better out there. Trust me.
Yes.
Trust me.
Yes.
No, it's just, you've got to be friendly, and then there has to be that sexual chemistry, which always ignites good sex, or at least it usually does for me.
Me too. Yeah.
So it's that combo. But I want to know, would you ever do a actual friends with benefits and not pick a friend and then to have that with?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be open to it. I've never had that way. It's never happened. Would I be open? Sure I would. Right now, especially. But yeah, it's like, the situations that I found myself in, I was always, I always wanted to be romanticized. I like romance. I wanted the flirting. I wanted the foreplay. I wanted the guy to take me out. I wanted those types of things. And that's just as important as the sex it is to me. That's the kind of girl I am. But it's like, it's all part of the sex. All of it, going to dinner, it's like the whole date in itself. It's like, it's a serenade, and it just really that's what gets me all wound up to be,
You are a hopeless romantic. It's
just the way my body works.
I mean, I like those things too. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But for me, a lot of times it's the little things.
Yeah.
It's the fact that they've got a, 20, 30-minute break, and they don't really have anything to do. So they stop by and say hi.
Right.
And we hang out for a little bit, and then they go back to work or whatever they had planned. It's those
sounds like they're crushing on you is what it sounds like.
Well, no, it's those little that's what you do. Don't you do
Yeah.
that
Oh,
with
yes, you do.
somebody that
Right,
you're
right. Yeah, you
interested
crush on
in?
them. Yeah, sure.
Well, no, I don't call it crushing. It's just letting you know you have interest
Right.
in
It's the
them.
flirting. It's the flirting
It's
part.
the,
Yeah. I
I
love
like the
flirting.
banter. I
Yes.
like the back and forth kind of flirting, teasing,
Yeah.
kind of,
I've seen you I've seen you do
work
this.
that
Yeah.
up and work that
Yeah.
heat
You're
up.
something
And
else.
I can have it go on for
I
days.
will watch. I've watched
I
you do that.
love that
I
little
know.
dance
Yeah.
that goes on
I have
verbally.
seen you with the guys, and I've watched you do that to them, and I can see that little shit-eating smile you got just sitting there. I'm just like, hi, there's this, you looking at them like, I got this, and you just wrapped around your finger,
No,
doing, having fun with them, and
it's
they're
just
having
having a
fun.
good
Yeah,
time, both of
yeah,
us, and getting that playfulness.
yes,
I'm
yeah.
very playful,
Oh, I know.
and
You're very, yeah,
so
you're like a cat.
yeah, and so I like to see
Yeah,
that playfulness
yeah,
because to me, you know, life in general, people's experiences can make them so closed off and so
yeah,
uptight and
yeah,
so nervous and uncomfortable. I like to bring out that playfulness so that I can actually
yeah.
see an aspect of them that's lighthearted a
Right,
bit
right.
or, just has fun.
Yeah,
Because to me, sex should be just fun.
it should be.
There's
Yeah,
multiple different types, but all in all, sex should just be fun. It should be a time to be a big kid and,
yeah.
play around with things and try things and,
Adult playtime. That's what we always
yeah,
call it. It's adult
it's
playtime. Yeah,
just that interaction. So that's why I like to do the playful
yeah,
banter back
yeah,
and forth because, some people play differently than others.
yeah.
And you're trying to
Well,
find that person that plays
yeah,
similarly to you.
I'm gonna have to come to your study group class because it's like you seem to have mastered the friends with benefits thing, and I haven't
Well,
really figured that one out that way. Like I said, it's always
yeah,
me having friends that I end up, we have that
I
one,
stay clear of
yeah.
that.
Oh God, the other times I've done this, it's like you just have that one night. And you were enjoying each other. You maybe had a few too many drinks, and
Oh,
next thing you
yeah.
know, boom, you're there it goes, and then you're like, you got. I remember one time I did this with a friend, and it was like we got so carried away for like 6 weeks. Like we weren't even thinking.
Hot
We
and
weren't even
heavy.
thinking. It was so hot and heavy. The sex was so great. It was so
Yeah.
amazing that we just got lost in it and the romantic fantasy of the entire situation. And it was, I mean, and it was wonderful and it was amazing. And then one moment we were like, oh God,
That
wait a minute.
dawning
Yeah, it's like,
happens,
wait
and
a
you're
minute,
like,
you,
what are we
well, it's like
doing?
we didn't even date. We didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I think it's nothing a problem. Like if somebody's your friend and you guys like fall in love at some point or like it, or you start dating and you learn it, but we didn't do any of that. We were just like, boom, it went from friendship to 100 miles an hour in the fast lane
Yeah.
of having sex, several nights a week and just for 6 weeks, just over and over and over again.
That's an
Yeah,
explosion waiting
it
to
was. And
happen.
I think we were both just in a really, you know, I know I was really pent up myself, and it was just like I think it was one of those moments. But then it was like, wait a minute, what are we doing? We don't do we even know each other that way. Because what's interesting that I found out was like when you're friends with someone, that version of them. When something went that fast, we never had the courting phase. We never had that phase of that flirtatious of getting to know each other in a flirty way. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And that was so important. I realized that I wanted to have that, and I would always be wondering if we had to continue the relationship at that moment. I would have always been wondering, did we just have some, crazy wild sex that turned
Yeah.
into a relationship, and that's all it is. And we're in all those emotions that come with amazing sex and stuff like that. Oh my
Oh,
God!
yeah.
But it was like, so I said, no, put a halt on that, slow down, and see if there's this, if that other chemistry was actually there, because we were friends. We never had that chemistry ever. We
Yeah.
never even got an opportunity to build it. We never got an opportunity to even entertain it.
Yeah.
And so that one drunken night just turned into like boom, and then you were having it, and it's like that's just it. Now you're hooked on it. It's like yeah.
Alcohol is
Oh my God, alcohol.
has started so many
Yeah.
relationships.
It's like
It's not
I
even
think
funny.
when my friends say you want to go out and have a drink, I'm thinking maybe you should just say you want to go out and make some bad choices because that's usually what happens after
Not
too many
everybody.
drinks.
Well, too
Making
many
too many
drinks.
drinks, bad choices.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying that was a bad
Sometimes.
I'm not saying that was a bad choice or anything. But the thing is, I realize that I do want the courting stage with somebody. I do want to feel like, hey, I want to have that moment where I'm just looking at them across the room going like they turned me on. I'm going to go
Yeah.
pursue that, and they're going to and we have that little cat and mouse game back and
Yeah.
forth, and to see if it's like, hey, do you, and then you ask, do you want to date? Do you want to try something? Or maybe you have that moment. But it was like it's like the takeoff, a smooth takeoff, and we just were like suddenly in space. It was like
Oh, I
from ground
know.
to space. It's like what happened?
It's like it had a mind of its own,
Yeah.
and that's where it went.
Yeah. And so, in nothing wrong with that. I think it was a beautiful thing, but both of us had to realize, whoa, what happened?
Yeah.
That was, and it was the right thing to do. I think at first we were both kind of like, put the brakes on it, and they were like, oh my God, what's happening? But it's like, we both realized, both of us mutually, and we were both mature people, and it was something that we really were able to talk about and communicate about. It didn't mean it wasn't still tricky and hard.
Oh,
It is
yeah.
absolutely tricky and hard.
Yeah.
And it's challenging.
Now,
I
see,
think that's the word, challenging.
that's the issue I typically ran into, even with the friends with benefits.
Yeah.
Even though we had both discussed it, when it came around to the end or
Yeah.
towards the closing of it,
Yeah.
the other people didn't come off as mature in how they
Yeah.
handled the fact that
Yeah.
those friends with benefits were ending.
Right.
It doesn't mean that I didn't have some that did, and we both were on the same page and like, hey, this is totally kosher. This has been fun. Had a great time,
Yeah.
but I met somebody. Okay.
Okay, so you're friends with benefits. What you're telling me is it's not as big a deal when you lose them.
Well, I mean, you always miss a lover. I don't
Yeah.
care what type of relationship it is. You always,
Yeah.
miss
Well, I would think. I was
losing
just
a
checking.
lover.
Yeah.
But, sometimes depending on how it ends, it's just the course it took.
Well, I get
So
that.
it ran its course, and there's
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
you had a good time.
Well, and
You had it
yeah.
taken care of, whatever it
Yeah.
was you needed from them. And then you just move on to your separate ways. I still think very fondly of all those friends with benefits.
Me too. Me too.
But they just
Yeah.
kind of, they ran their course, they
Yeah.
did what it did, and you move on to another type
Yeah.
of relationship.
Yeah, I will say it sounds like they're pretty close. I mean, your version of friends with benefits and mine having a friend and having some benefits out of it. In all cases, you ideally hope that they're mature, and everybody's mature
Oh,
being in it,
absolutely.
and so we can get through it. And you're like, hey, there's no harsh feelings or whatever, whichever way we go, or maybe another time or whatever. But one way or another, like you said, if it's good sex, you're gonna miss them anyway, right? And so you're always gonna miss them. You're gonna
Who
cherish that.
doesn't miss good
So that's
sex?
where it's like they're like very parallel to each other. I mean, having sex with a friend and friends with benefits.
They are not friends with benefits, though.
I know. There's a little
Okay.
bit of a difference, but they parallel.
That's a
Yeah,
big difference.
They parallel.
That's
yeah.
a big difference.
Well, you chose one route and I chose the other, and I think that's what makes it a fascinating story.
There's still two very different things, and you having sex with friends is not the same as friends with benefits.
Yeah.
Because
agree.
it's
I agree.
very casual and it's very
Yeah.
it's non-committal.
It's non-committal.
Total
Yeah,
non-committal.
I think that's
And
a good
that's
word.
a part, sometimes I like that non-committal
Yeah.
sex.
Yeah.
Because, sometimes life can get crazy or where you're at. That's just
Yeah.
what's the type of relationship that's going to work. And I have never seen a problem with doing that.
Yeah.
There's different types of relationships out there for the purpose of different places that people are at in their life.
Yeah.
And who you meet along that way in order to fulfill needs, desires, wants, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And that's the great thing about friends with benefits. And a relationship dynamic, I know for myself, I appreciate and enjoy. And because I understand the purpose that it can have to make everyone's life even better.
You've got me excited about having one or two or three. I don't
Maybe
know.
that needs to be on your 2025 bucket list.
Maybe. I think it will
Figure out how to have friends with benefits. I can't wait for our next episode. I love chit-chatting with you all about these relationship dynamics and hearing your stories as well. And I can't wait to share even more with the audience. Anyway, next time on Love Shot. If you want to show us some love, donate at rubydaytv.com, the home of all my exclusives. And don't forget to leave the show a rating or a review.